Well, we are getting some much needed rain today. However, because of the rain, I have to deal with this. Here's my refrigerator. And here's what's happening above it. Look at this shit. And it's getting worse. It's falling in even more. It's pretty soon going to come off, and I hope it does. But this is why I'm leaving him. Because this man has like 15 grand in the bank. And he got a quote last year for 9 grand to do the house. This will never ever get fixed. Once this falls down, he'll just put fucking band-aids on it. I had to pull my picture off the wall because it was getting wet. We have these lovely, attractive, mold-ridden yuck, that he doesn't care about. Everything's fine, everything's fine. Sitting on the freaking floor here. This is why I have given up on this house. When I moved in here, I cleaned everything up. I had it looking really cute, as cute as I could on whatever, my budget. And, then one day he told me, or he said, he was fine with it the way it was. Look at that, that's going to be full by the end of today. I'm going to have to empty it before I leave for work. So yeah. So this is why I'm leaving him. This is just freaking ridiculous. And when I ask him about it, he gets all butthurt and upset. Or he'll tell me, we'll see, which I have learned, we'll see means no. Because he doesn't have the balls enough to tell me no himself. There's my little sowing kitty sitting behind me. By the way, it's August 20th, 2022 is when I'm filming this. It's raining outside. It's the middle of our monsoon seasons. And I'm sorry to have to share this negativity with y'all, but I know James is watching, and so he needs to hear this. When I moved in with him, there were promises made that we were going to, get the house fixed. And I understand, not all at once, but you have to have priorities. The roof leaking is a freaking priority. That should be number one. And he basically refuses to do it. So I don't even bring it up anymore. I don't bring anything up anymore because, in my opinion, and I've felt this way for about 1.5 years now. And I've only been here for almost 3 years. So it's pretty bad. He made all sorts of promises. Nothing was ever going to change. He was the sweetest, sweetest man I thought I had ever met. And he kept telling me over and over again, nothing was going to change, nothing was going to change. It was always going to be that way. Well, he has gotten to the point where, yeah, Chris can be an asshole. But I told him that in the beginning. I did not hold anything back and explain basically how Chris was. And it's to the point now where, he pretty much blames Chris for everything, even though Chris has tried to help out around here and has made it impossible for Chris to stay here. So, in my opinion, if my son is not welcome here, I am not welcome here. That is the number one reason why I'm leaving. I'm done, He has changed so much. He stopped, everything. He is completely 180 the man that I thought he was. He is not. He lies. I've caught him in several lies, which then he acts like a child, like I'm accusing him of something. So it's like I just can't deal with it. So anyway, that's why I'm posting this video, because he'll see it. He watches my videos. So, give me that old thumb down, James, and, have a nice life. The next time you find a woman... Oh, that's the butt end. The next time you find a woman, I suggest that you find somebody who is a hoarder slob like yourself, because I know nothing is going to get touched in this house ever again. We have satellite videos from like 16 years ago of the yard and how it looked and how pretty much everything is the same as back then, except for maybe the cars have changed. So, what man buys a house and then just does nothing to it to maintain it and lets it go to shit? That is not the type of man I am used to. My dad was not that way. Men in the past have not been that way. I guess I should have known better when I walked in, but I was dumb, so I don't know what I was thinking, but anyway, yeah, so anyway, I'm done. Bye, James. Have a nice life. Adding to, when I moved in here, he was feeding his animals. He had a rusty old pan on the floor that he would put the dog food in, and they would just free graze. And he had a icky old bucket, icky, yucky, probably was catching rainwater, and then, you know, hey, add a little bit for the dogs. That was their water when I moved in, so I cannot condemn another dog to that. Cash is his. Cash has to stay here, and I feel bad for that because Cash is a sweet dog, but Cash and Sam don't get along. So anyway, but I'm not going to condemn another dog to that life because that's what he's going to go back to. He's going to go back to feeding him shitty dog food, shitty cheap dog food, Purina, which I tried Purina on these guys, and they all got sick. Every single one of them got sick off the Purina. So we know Purina is shit. So, but he'll go back to it. He'll go back to buying his Purina. You know, I've been buying them, you know, mid-quality food, you know, not the cheap shit, but definitely not the real expensive stuff either, but, you know, trying to keep them as healthy and living as long as possible. But anyway, so yeah, so I wanted just to add that in here too. That's what he's going to go back to. Probably get the pan out tonight and just fill her up for old Cash. And fill up the rusty bucket. Although I left the dog bowl, the tin, so hopefully he'll continue to use that, although he'll probably dump the water out and use put the dog food in it. And I'm going to add too, while you're at it, or while I'm at it, when we first started tearing up the floor and stuff, he had a cat who had been sickly for quite a while. And I had suggested and hinted around, because you can't come out and ask him to spend money, because, oh boy, no, we can't do that. So I was hinting around that she was very sick and needed to go to the vet. No, we can't do that. So all of a sudden one night he decides, tells me as he's ripping up the floor, she had had an accident on the floor, because she was a sick cat and needed veterinary assistance or attention. He tells me, take her out in the country and drop her off. What fucking man tells his girlfriend to do that? Well, this cat had been sick for quite a while, and clearly he wasn't going to do the right thing by her. So I basically had to take her out and suffocate her, which just about killed me. I had never done anything like that before in my life. I will never do anything like that again. What fucking man does that? And I'm sorry, there's strong language, and I shouldn't even be, you know, posting this, but he's going to watch it, and so I can't talk to him. We haven't been able to talk ever. Anytime I want to talk to him about issues, and I brought them up very gently and very kindly, everything's fine, and then he'll go run away either to the bedroom or to his little radio room, you know, and refuses to talk. The man is seriously mentally retarded. He's got mental issues. You know, he pretended to be somebody he completely was not in the beginning, and he fooled me, and I'm sure he fools everybody at work too, but at home he's a completely different person. And I really regret, when I divorced my husband, didn't have children, and I swore I would never get involved with another man who didn't have his own children again. Well, I broke that promise to myself with James because I thought he was different and I thought he could handle it, and him and Chris got along great. Well, I'm kicking myself for breaking that promise to myself, so I will not break that promise to myself again. Nope, never again. And in fact, I'm done. I'm just done. So anyway, again, have a nice life, James.